So what's up?
I have been watching so much My Little Pony.
Just been catching up for the final season?
Oh, absolutely. Because I have a friend that worked on like season 7.
Is it a mutual friend
Uh,
of ours?
I think so.
Are you
But
allowed to share?
I'll pass on sharing for right now.
That's fair.
Um, but like, God, I forgot how good that show was.
The last
Like,
episode I remember watching was Power Ponies, which I think was season 4.
sounds about right. I had fallen off right after the premiere of season 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I pretty much started catching up from there, and God, I may have cried once per episode.
Sometimes it just happens. It's a good show.
It is. It is a shame what happened to that show's like public.
Yeah. The thing
Like,
is that Gage, I think you are the one exception to this rule, which is that every person who ever self-described as a brony, or every man who ever self-described as a brony is now either a trans woman or a neo-Nazi, and I think you are the one exception to that rule.
yeah. I mean, I'm pretty glad I'm not a neo-Nazi.
Yeah,
At least.
I'm pretty glad too.
Glad that didn't come to pass.
Yeah, me too.
Oof.
Glad you're still with us.
Ugh. But yeah, I think I've watched the movie like 4 times now. That is a good movie.
I haven't seen. I've seen one of the songs for the movie, but the last MLP movie.
Oh, which song was it?
It was like one of the ones that the Pirates did. I can't remember the name of it, but like I'm gonna look up the track list for the movie.
It's Time to Be Awesome is what you're talking about.
It's not Time to Be Awesome, I don't think.
I think that was the only one that the Pirates were a part of.
Was it Time to Be
Because
Awesome?
the songs in the movie are "We Got This Together," "I'm the Friend That You Need," "Time to Be Awesome," "One
No,
Small
yeah, okay,
Thing."
it is Time to Be Awesome. That song rules,
Okay, yeah.
and the Bird Lady is very good.
It's great. It's
Yeah.
great.
Good.
Also, probably one of the best villain songs I've ever heard in that movie.
I
Sung
did.
by one Emily Blunt.
Nice. Hey, tomorrow's weed. Well, 2 days ago was Weed Day when you're hearing this.
I mean, I like Emily Blunt as an actor, not just as a
No,
weed
I know,
joke.
I know.
Thank you very much.
I also like Emily Blunt as an actor. I was just doing a haha funny weed, which I'm sure she loves hearing that joke all the time.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm just 4 years. Well, I didn't know what weed was at 4 years old. I'm just like 14 years old.
Maybe you didn't, but us cool babies. I didn't know what a weed was.
Yeah, a weed. That's a dandelion.
My school had like dare programs and everything.
Yeah,
so.
my school didn't, but my school didn't, and also there were students who would come to school high regularly, as I'm sure there were for most classes.
Oh yeah,
for most schools. But the thing is that one day a group of 7 of them got caught, and they were literally immortalized in the senior yearbook that year.
Very nice.
For getting busted by. I still have my senior yearbook where that photo was taken, where they were busted by the security guard, Bob.
So one of those, I think, what was it? I think the McElroys made a joke about this, but I can't remember. My school actually had one of those. I forget if it was the McElroys or like a comedian, but my school actually ended up having one of those, like assemblies where like a bunch of people came in like, "Hey kids, don't do drugs, because if you do drugs, you can't do this." And then like two of them would rip a phone book in half, and the other 2 would inflate hot water bottles using their mouths.
I just always remember the one that they talk about where Austin St. John, the Red Power Ranger, tried to do a backflip off the stage and fucking beefed it.
Oh man, but like I hear
is Austin St. John the one who went into porn, or was that another Power Ranger I'm thinking of?
that was probably one of them, I'm sure. Oh, who can say? Who can say?
No, I'm not. Okay, he is not the one. I don't think he did porn. I'm thinking of a different. That might just be like an urban legend. That might just be like a Marilyn Manson removing ribs to suck on dick kind of thing. Did you see that Power Rangers movie last year?
I did. That was. I don't know. I think that was 2017. And yes, I have seen it. It's actually pretty good.
Okay, that doesn't surprise me. Neither of those statements actually surprise me. The fact that seems like extremely a movie that would be right up your alley from what I've known of you in the literal decade that we have known each other. Not literal decade, but like how long I've known you since I was like 16.
Yeah, you were like in high school.
Yeah,
when we first started interacting.
We started interacting like maybe like a year into me being on Twitter, which I passed 10 years on Twitter recently. So we've known each other for 9 years.
Just about.
Which is, I think, longer than I've known literally any of my other friends.
Yeah.
Nice. Good job.
I'm the long friend.
Yeah. Realistically, though, I'm the long friend because I'm 6'6". You want to get into this fucking episode, though? Because we're 6 minutes in.
Absolutely.
Cool.
That was good theme music.
Welcome to Fear Baiting, everyone. It's your number one
Guns Made of Chocolate podcast.
It's your number one chocolate gun podcast. I'm Sara, and
I'm Gage.
And Gage is back.
Hello.
Is this your first appearance on a non-Schlocktober episode? Because I know we had you on for we had you on for Pet Sematary, right?
That's correct.
Yes.
The first Pet Sematary movie.
Yes.
Now that another one has come out, and it is apparently not 100% great, but that's neither here nor there.
To be fair, the original was also... I like the original. I don't know that I would call it good.
Yeah. I mean, there was that scene where the tiny coffin got knocked over.
There is that scene where the tiny coffin did get knocked over. And also I very much love that you can tell that the kid was like, obviously the child did not know what he was acting, because he just looks like a tiny he just looks like a human Michigan J Frog, just like kind of going around. Hello, my baby. Yeah. Hello, my mother. Hello, my scalpel and the ankle.
But yeah, so this is my third time being on this here podcast.
Welcome.
We watched a movie.
Well, hold on. We have to talk about upcoming. Yep. We have to talk about upcominghorrormovies.com.
Upcominghorrormovies.com.
Yep.
While we were watching the movie, you were talking about the trailer for the new Chucky.
Yes, the new Child's Play movie, and I'm genuinely very excited for this because they got Mark Hamill on for Chucky, which I just Mark Hamill's great. We all love Mark Hamill here.
Yeah.
And also the direction that they're taking Chucky, I think they modernized it in a really smart way, which is like basically more or less like a quote unquote smart toy. Like it's a very Internet of Things movie, and as we have been seeing within the last like 5 or so years, we are seeing these stories of like the Internet of Things turning on people. Obviously not in like a murderous way, but like, hey, the server that like controls the locks to my house shut down, so now I can't get into my home. And such
hey,
and such.
A ghost invaded my Skype call.
Yeah, exactly. Ghost invaded my Skype call and killed all and made my fat friend stick his hand in a blender. That's what that oh my god, fuck. If I'd had that joke, if I'd had that song, if I had either that song or that band name at the ready, that would have been very funny, but I cannot remember the name of either. Everclear? That's my favorite Everclear song. you know the one.
If that wasn't the right
hand in a blender.
Watch it spin around to a beautiful oblivion.
But yeah, I'm very excited. I'm genuinely very excited. I think it's a fun way to take that movie. Like it still looks like some really fun deaths, which is what I go to those movies for. Like I'm very excited, and this is also going to spur me to watch, because I've only seen the original and I haven't seen any of the sequels, which I am going to remedy between now and the time that movie comes out. And we've got a pretty stacked summer as far as horror movies go, because we've got Child's Play, we've got Midsummer, we've got Oh, there's a third one coming out this summer that I'm really excited about that I cannot remember off the dome. I'm gonna look it up real quick because I had it written down somewhere.
Mm-hmm. I'm just
genuinely... Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark too is coming out this summer. And this September we get It Part 2.
Oh,
or Chapter 2 or whatever.
Fuck yes.
I'm really excited. Yeah. I liked the first. I need to rewatch the first It because that was a really good movie.
It was super good. I'm just genuinely surprised that they're rebooting the Child's Play series at all because, like, that's one of those movie series that has been just, like, God bless them, they've kept the exact same continuity for, like, 30 years now.
Yeah, it's a little bit
It's
odd.
kind of impressive, actually.
Yeah.
And they're still going to go with it. Like, they're still going to release movies and content in the same timeline.
Yeah.
Just now there's a reboot, I guess.
One of the strongest continuity. It's an extremely strong continuity in the horror franchise genre, which is not normally a thing where you find continuity, especially not in the movie about the murderous doll. Another movie where you would not expect. Another movie franchise where you would not expect to find as much continuity as there is. Final Destination. That franchise is like just goes in a circle, and it's like. It does not betray its own fiction at any point, except to introduce new rules, which are followed, I guess, by the last movie.
It's like the antithesis of, like, Halloween, which has had at least 3 timelines at this point.
Well, the thing about Halloween is that, like, on oh god, and I know my girlfriend's roommate is listening to this, and she is, like, the biggest Halloween fan, and I'm going to get this wrong, but she's explaining to me that, like, twice now, the Halloween franchise has said, just fucking forget all the movies that came before it. It's just the first movie and the second movie and this one. Because I think Halloween, the 20th anniversary, the one with
H2O, yeah.
Yes, that one was just like, hey, everything in like Halloween's 3 through 6 did not happen. We're starting fresh here at 7. And then Halloween, the 40th anniversary, just did that as well. It was like, hey, first movie, second movie, all that counts. Everything else, fuck it, forget it.
Not even the second movie, actually. I don't think. I think it was just a sequel to the first one.
I'm not exactly sure about that because in the first Halloween movie, we don't know that Laurie Strode is related to Michael Myers.
Is she related to Michael Myers in the new one?
Is
that even brought up?
I don't remember. I haven't seen that movie since I saw it in theaters, and I couldn't tell you off the dome. I have to rewatch that movie sometime soon. But anyways, I'm very excited for the new Child's Play.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the new. So, I'm really excited for It Chapter 2. I'm more excited, and there hasn't been a whole lot of information on It Chapter 2 outside of they have thus far announced the all of the actors playing the adult characters, and I think there was like a convention panel with like all of the adult actors and all of the kid actors on stage together. Which is cool.
Was Dane DeHaan is Dane DeHaan among that cast?
No,
Damn
but
it, fuck.
James McAvoy is.
My called shot from like 2 years ago that like I can't even remember the character's name. Bill, maybe the black-haired like the one.
I could see Dane DeHaan playing that character.
Yeah,
but
I called that shot, but it's not Dane DeHaan. Mm-hmm. I'm sad.
I don't think Dane DeHaan looks old enough, and I don't think because Amazing Spider-Man 2 did not do his career any favors.
Who did he play in Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Harry Osborn / the Green Goblin.
Oh, I forgot about that. He also was in what was it? A Cure for Wellness? Was that movie any good?
I don't know.
Yeah, I
was
feel
that
like...
one of the ones that wasn't that was kind of I don't remember. All I know is that he was in some Spielberg movie. I want to say the one about Lincoln.
Valerian, the City of a Thousand Planets. The City of a...
Oh god, he was in that one too.
Okay, we're not thinking about the same movie. I don't know the Spielberg movie he was in. That was Luc Besson, wasn't it? The guy who did Fifth Element.
Valerian was Luc Besson, yeah.
Okay, good. Okay. Anyways, we are way off topic. You want to get on to the fucking Shutter Island?
Yeah, so
let's hop on a boat and sail on over to Shutter Island.
Okay, so to preface this, quick discussion that is relevant to the movie that we're watching.
Sure.
Right off the bat, the trope about creepy asylums sucks.
Yes. And also this is a back to back for us of movies where it was all inside the head of one person.
To an extent.
Yeah,
to an extent.
I mean, like, not as much as Identity was, but still similarly that.
I think this movie kind of gets away with the whole creepy asylum thing by virtue of them kind of acknowledging it, that like, yeah, you know what, in the 50s the state of the psychiatric field was maybe not great and they maybe didn't treat patients well, and the main doctor that we spend the most time with, Ben Kingsley's character, which by the way, we've got a lot of like big fucking names in this movie. It's a Scorsese film, motherfuckers.
Yeah, like let me just run down the cast real quick. Leonardo DiCaprio, Mark Ruffalo, Ben Kingsley, Michelle Williams, Emily Mortimer, Patricia Clarkson, Max von Sydow, and also a bit of a cameo, I guess, from Jackie Earle Haley. Fresh off of his tenure as Freddy.
Your boy can't think of Max von Sydow without thinking of the Judge Dredd movie from 1995. Anyways, so the main doctor we spend the most time with, Ben Kingsley's character, is genuinely compassionate for all of the patients, which, you know, in terms of like movies that do the whole creepy asylum thing, is kind of a nice change of pace. So yeah. This movie kind of gets a pass on that just a little bit, at least from me.
I misspoke, by the way. The Nightmare on Elm Street remake came out after Shutter Island. He was fresh off of his role as Rorschach.
I wasn't going to call you out on it, but yeah.
I wanted to look it up. I was
just going to let that one hang there and let someone else correct you on Twitter later.
I knew it was around the same time.
Yeah.
But, man, Jackie Earle Haley just took 13 years off of acting. He was in Maniac Cop 3, and then in 1993, and then he took 13 years off of acting until he was in All the King's Men.
Sometimes you just need to take a break.
Yeah.
And honestly, it worked out for him, because he's been in some good shit. He was in this. Okay. So Watchmen is obviously a point of contention, and even more so the character of Rorschach. He was great in Watchmen. Honestly.
I think no matter what side of that argument you come down on, I think we can both agree. I think we can all kind of agree that Jackie Earle Haley was like a bright spot in that movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I genuinely like Watchmen, honestly, but like, yeah, I think I can say that like just objectively he did a great job. So, Shutter Island.
Yes.
Basic plot setup. There's an island called Shutter Island.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here comes a boat. Who's on it? Leo DiCaprio and Mark Ruffalo. But it's not Leo DiCaprio and Mark Ruffalo. It's Ted Daniels and Chuck, last name.
Chuck Aule. Aule. I don't actually know how to pronounce that.
Chuckle.
Wait, is his name just Chuckle?
Maybe. Who knows?
Wait, is his name just Chuckle?
His name it's Teddy Daniels and his good pal Chuckles.
No, Chuckle, singular. You get one.
Just one. That's my secret cap. I'm always Chuckle.
But they arrive on this island to investigate the recent disappearance of patient Rachel Solando,
which is a real name.
Yeah, very very real name. Like Solando just sounds like that just sounds like you got someone was like, "Hey kid, what's your name?" Rachel. Like it's Rachel. Then you look at like the new R&B album, and you're like, you look at like the number one R&B album that's just like in the background and like some music store, and you're like, Rachel Solando.
Solando sounds like a fancy sports car.
It does. But like it's just a name that they kind of like they managed to make other names here work for the anagrams. Well, they managed to make Edward Daniels work because that just sounds like a name. But like Solando just sounds like I can't place that name.
Well, there's a reason for it, and we'll get to that later. So they show up on this island and they're like, "Yo, hey, we're U.S. Marshals and we're here to
say I gotta find I'm looking for mental patients in a major way. My wife is dead in a major way."
I wasn't going for the rap thing. I just genuinely forgot what I was going to say next, or if I had anything to say. Anyways, so they get there, and right off the bat, something's weird because it's it's this weird combination of everybody seems really on edge and armed to the teeth, but also nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's this weird juxtaposition. Like, they get there and there's all these like armed guards and they all got their guns at the ready and they're giving them the stink eye.
We should spoil the twist up front, right? Because people probably already know it.
I mean,
I just feel like
I wanted to save it, but yeah, we can go ahead and spoil it.
I kind of want to talk about this movie in the because this is my second time watching this movie, and this is your like, this is also not your first time watching this movie, and I think this movie genuinely, like, I don't like Leonardo DiCaprio, but I like this movie, and I also like I like some of the other movies. I like some of the movies Leonardo DiCaprio has been in. I don't like Leonardo DiCaprio, and I'm really not entirely sure why. I think it's because of some of the movies he was in, and like the people who like those movies.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Like, just because like every like I feel like every like cis male, like cis white straight male film bro I met in college loved Inception, loved The Departed, and loved Shutter Island. And like I love Inception, and I really like Shutter Island, but like it's like one of those dudes who, it's like one of those like straight cis white film dudes who is like, oh yeah, I love The Godfather, I love Scarface.
All right, I'm gonna correct you on one thing, Sarah. It's pronounced The Departed.
The Departed.
The Departed.
The Departed.
You gotta see The Departed.
Okay. Well, you're allowed to do that accent because you're from Boston, but I think I'm not allowed to.
Speaking of which, Shutter Island takes place in the place that all good horror movies take place, New England.
Yeah. New England.
All the best horror movies take place in horror. All the best horror movies take place in New England.
Is this true?
Well, New England.
Is it the best or is it the most?
Probably more than most. New England has a very, very tight knit relationship with great American horror, considering the prevalence of like the works of like Stephen King and, for better or worse, H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah. And you cut out for a second, but I'm sure you said Stephen King in there.
Yeah, I said Stephen King first, and then I said, for better or worse, H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah. HP, look up what his cat is named, Lovecraft.
Yeah. HP, I have a series of graphic novels and animated movies about me as a child going on adventures with Babby Kafuwu. Lovecraft.
Oh, okay.
That's a real thing. Go look up the Howard Lovecraft trilogy. It's fucking nuts.
Is it like some James Bond Jr. bullshit?
Yeah. That's pretty much exactly what it is. They're not even that bad. It's just kind of weird to watch because they take some of the like racist elements of the stories, but don't like examine them as racist elements.
Yeah.
Like, okay, brief tangent. There's a point in the second Howard Lovecraft movie where Dr. Armitage, played by Mark Hamill, tells Babby Lovecraft that who has been cursed with like a spell that's going to turn him into a fishman, that he has the Innsmouth look, which, if you've read and analyzed the story The Shadow over Innsmouth, is just it was a phrase coined by the narrator to describe how the people who were going to turn into fish monsters looked like they were multi-ethnic, but he couldn't place what the other ethnic that wasn't white was.
Oh. So they
used the phrase the Innsmouth look.
The other ethnicity was fish.
The other ethnicity was fish.
Okay.
But that whole story is like race mixing is bad, basically.
Yeah.
It's not great.
Yeah. The thing is that my first reference point for like eldritch horror genuinely was Bloodborne. So like I know Lovecraft
That's a
was
much better place to start with Eldritch Horror, trust me.
I know Lovecraft is the forefather of that, but like you say Fishing Hamlet, and I think like the Fishing Hamlet from Bloodborne, and not the Fishing Hamlet from like the Shadow over Innsmouth.
Which was a really good area in that game.
Yeah, that area is really good. That area is really fucking good.
So anyways, Shutter Island.
Shutter Island.
So they get to the island, the Shutter Island.
Yes.
And they meet up with old Benny Kings.
Yep.
And old Benny Kings is like, "Yo,
this woman poofed on us.
She evaporated through the walls." Which the idea of a person evaporating has always been really funny to me. Like just the concept.
Mr.
Just
Stark.
like, yeah, this person evaporated.
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good.
No, not that.
That's what happened. They evaporated.
No.
Well, I guess. Well,
now I'm sad.
They became dust. I was gonna say they sublimated, but they did not become gaseous. They just became fragmented. Is that the right word for something going straight from a solid to a gas?
I don't know. I think that. Well, no. You know what? I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah. But so Shutter Island, they're looking all over for the girl.
You had cut off, but did you actually go through the spoiler of the movie?
Oh, no. The spoiler of the movie is that Leonardo DiCaprio is a patient on Shutter Island.
Did I lose you again?
No, I can still hear you.
Oh, okay.
The spoiler of Shutter Island is that Leonardo DiCaprio is a patient on Shutter Island, and his name is an anagram. Edward Daniels is an anagram for Andrew Latis, who is the man who he is looking for, who he thought killed his wife. And this is all just an extremely elaborate role play that Dr. Ben Kingsley has set up.
Right. And there's like the stories of like all the characters where like Teddy Daniels says that like oh yeah, Edward Latis burned down the apartment, killed my wife, and then like Rachel Solando, her husband was a war vet who died on the beaches of Normandy, and she drowned her kids, and she thinks they're still alive, and she's constructed like it's all kind of like taking from like what Andrew Latis, like this is what Andrew Latis actually believes, where yes, the apartment that they were in did burn down, but it wasn't Andrew Latis that did it. It was his wife, whose name is Dolores Chanel.
Which is an anagram of Rachel Solando.
Right. Well, technically, Rachel Solando is an anagram of Dolores Chanel, where he took the first name of his daughter and then used the leftover letters to make the last name. So that happened.
Yeah.
He was a war vet. And
yeah.
there's this whole thing that they go over about how he was at Dachau when they opened up the gates, and
they killed a shitload of Nazis there. Yeah, there is.
Yeah, it's like a 10-second sequence.
Yeah, there was like a 10-second uninterrupted sequence of a lot of Nazis getting shot, and it rules. And it goes on so long that it's almost comical to me. Like I was just like, they have to stop. They're just like, this is just. I mean, I'm not like saying that I'm not enjoying seeing Nazis get shot, but just like, they're just this shot is just going on so long, but just like, nope, keeps going.
Mm-hmm. So Dolores did kill her children, like they say Rachel Solando did, and did kind of start to have the whole like we can pretend they're still alive sort of thing, but didn't actually get that far because Andrew Latis did shoot her, and Andrew Latis did kill Dolores Chanel, but Ted Daniels is Andrew Latis.
Yeah.
And did kill her. And he's the one who constructed the elaborate fantasy where instead of like his family still being alive, he is on Shutter Island investigating this massive conspiracy, and he is blameless for everything that's happened in his life.
Yeah.
Essentially.
He's never done anything wrong.
Andrew Latis did nothing wrong.
Yeah, but so let's back up because they get to the island and they're like, where the fuck is Rachel Solando? And the doctors and Dr. Ben Kingsley.
Dr. Benny Kings.
Dr. Ben Kingsley's like, fucking, I don't know. You find her. That's your job, ain't it?
Yeah, and so they do their job. They go out, they look around. A bunch of the guards are just kind of sitting there throwing rocks in the water.
Yeah, and they interview some of the patients, and there's a really good scene to me. Well, it was very nice of them to let Quentin Tarantino direct a scene.
Okay, so I think that's unfair. He only used each of those slurs once.
But yeah, they interview a patient who's just like, you gotta fucking kill all the slurs and all the slur and all the slur, and it was that I was just kind of taken aback by it, even though I had definitely seen this movie before. I just kind of forgot that scene was in it. But then there's a really good scene after that where they talk with a woman who is a patient there who seems to be like who is pretty much completely lucid, but she's just like, yeah, I mean, it's the 1950s. My husband beat the shit out of me and like just cheated on me nonstop, and no one was gonna help me. So I mean, I kind of just took an axe to him, and I'm just
and
like,
it's just like, that's reasonable.
It's reasonable, right? Like,
yeah, absolutely. She seems like an upstanding member of society.
Yeah, honestly, I think she can go. I think she's good to go. She did not take the life of anyone meaningful.
Mrs. Kearns did nothing wrong.
Mrs. Kearns did nothing wrong.
But she does talk about something that, like, I think is actually a thing with people who have spent any amount of time, like, incarcerated to any extent, where they feel like they're better off staying incarcerated because the world has changed so much since they've been gone.
Mm-hmm.
Since they've been gone, I can breathe for the first time.
Yeah, it's just like that it's just like that in that scene in The Shawshank Redemption when Brooks hangs himself.
Sure.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I just haven't seen The Shawshank Redemption yet.
Oh, okay.
But no, I know the scene you're. It is actually kind of surprising the movies I haven't seen.
Yeah,
I don't generally watch a lot of dramas, honestly.
That's fair. There's so much drama in our day-to-day life. Why invite more of it into our?
Exactly. Well, this is why I exclusively watch comic book adaptations.
The thing is that there's so much horror in my day-to-day life, but that is also the movie genre that I've made a podcast around.
There you go.
But yeah.
I mean, what other movie series are you going to get such a good pun for a title out of?
You've got a good point there. You really do. But so they do some more exploration, and they're just fucking running around. And what is it that inspires Leo and Mark Ruffalo to go run off into the woods in the middle of a rainstorm?
So what it was I think what it was is that Leo DiCaps over here.
Yes.
Was under the impression that Rachel Solando is dead, and they likely killed her. And if they killed her, and I think he thought someone else had been killed in the process, there was one place that would be a good place to hide the body. So they go off to the cemetery.
Yeah.
And they end up in the mausoleum.
And Ruffalo, and up to this point, like, Mark Ruffalo has just basically been like he's just very much like he is actually Leonardo DiCaprio's psychiatrist in like the real world of the movie. But he's playing his partner, and he is just like very much like not buying into it whatsoever. And he's just like, "What about this makes any sense? No, this is not a coincidence. This is not a this. This is not a that." And he's just like poking holes in the narrative, and it's very fun. You like the first time you watch it, you think he's like onto something. The second time you watch it, you're just like, "Oh, he's just not fucking he just does not like have any faith in this process."
This is one of those movies where it's really great to watch when you know the twist, because you start to notice like all the little things they do to foreshadow it. Like I mentioned before, how like everyone is on edge but also simultaneously doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like another good example of that is when they call in all of the like orderlies and the nurses, and like everybody's just kind of like shifty-eyed looking at each other because as they mention later on in the movie, Andrew Laeddis is actually one of their more dangerous patients who does lash out pretty violently when his the fantasy that he's constructed for himself is challenged.
Which, yeah, we definitely see that, because he definitely does beat the shit out of a prisoner that he runs into in Ward Block C.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, also there are Ward Blocks A and B, which are the men's and women's divisions, and then there's Ward Block C, where all the really scary patients go.
Yeah, really scary patients which we may or may not have actually seen, because we'll get to the whole symbolism thing in a bit here.
Yeah.
But the scene where they've got like all the orderlies and the nurses and everything, everyone's kind of like sort of like shifting nervously in their seats, but then like they're also like cracking jokes and like laughing, and just like this whole process is so absurd. And then some of my favorite things is whenever somebody mentions the actual name of Mark Ruffalo's character, Dr. Sheehan, you can see they get really nervous to talk about him because he's sitting right fucking there.
Yeah.
And their eyes kind of like shift to him slightly. Mrs. Kearns, the lady who took an axe to her abusive husband, also did that, while simultaneously saying that he's not hard on the eyes.
Yeah.
Which they cut back to him when she says that, he's just like, oh jeez.
Yeah, it's good.
It's a very good movie for repeat watchings.
Yeah. I think even we're not at the ratings point yet, obviously, but even given my misgivings with Leo and this trope, good movie to me.
Yeah. So they do all this exploration. Mark Ruffalo is constantly poking holes in the whole fiction.
Yep.
Which is really funny to me, because just like every second he's just like, hey, you know this is bullshit, right? Right? Yeah, you know this bullshit? Another thing that I like that he does is how often he's asking Teddy Daniels if he's okay. Because, like, he's a psychiatrist. Of course he's going to ask how he's doing every so often.
Yeah.
And eventually they end up getting changed into, like, orderly's clothes. And, like, the entire time, like, they're discussing just, like, something stinks about this. This place is being funded by the House Un-American Activities
HUAC,
Commission,
yep.
which was the whole Red Scare thing, where like they were locking people up for like even thinking communist thoughts.
Yeah.
And I think the whole setup for it is that eventually what they put together is that they're experimenting on the patients of Shutter Island because they want to avoid people becoming socialists or communists. So they're making up reasons for people to go to this mental institution where they can lobotomize them.
Yeah, just like the Nazis did with the people in their concentration camps, and just like Stalin did with the people in his gulags. Shutter Island is the American version, according to Leo, and he's got this big conspiracy theory, and he's like, this goes all the way to the top. And then he finds Rachel Solano, and then Rachel Solano shows up, and she's like, I'm fine, actually.
Yeah, I was actually a nurse the whole time, but then I found out about what was going on, and it's all this stuff that confirms all of the worst things that Teddy Daniels has thought about Shutter Island since he got there, like, oh, you've been smoking your own cigarettes, haven't you? You haven't taken any pills, have you?
Yeah.
So on and so forth, just playing into the whole like paranoia and the whole fantasy. And this is one of the more blatant examples of the film's use of symbolism, where the idea is that any scene where water is featured prominently is reality asserting itself, and any scene where fire is featured prominently is the delusion asserting itself, which
yes.
Also came into play when he was in Ward C and he was walking around, because in Ward C, because one of the things that they kind of push is that Ben Kingsley's character genuinely cares for these patients. He speaks out very vehemently that we cannot manually restrain the people in Ward C, because if that place floods, they will die.
Yeah.
So when we get to Ward C and Teddy's walking around and he's seeing all these people in their cells completely naked.
Dick all the way out.
digging into their own flesh, writing on the walls in their blood. You look at that and you think, there's no way that this can be the same place that's run by that guy who was concerned about the patients not being able to get out in the case of a flood. And then you think about the symbolism and how he's walking through that place lighting matches to kind of find his way. Those people might not even actually be there.
Yeah.
That might just be an entire hallucination, again, playing into the paranoia and the fantasy.
Yeah.
It's, like I said, it's a really good thing to watch on repeat viewings when you know all this stuff. Because you notice these things. I like this movie.
Yeah, I do too. But
so...
Go on.
Oh, I was just going to continue with the plot.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay, so he finds Rachel Solando. He spends the night in the cave where he finds her. She's just like, you got to get out of here. I move in the daylight and stay in a new place every night, which seems counterintuitive.
Yeah.
Because you would think that the daylight would be way easier for people to spot you, but hey, go figure.
Yeah.
And he heads back into the main facility, where he asks about his partner. And old Benny Kings is like, "Oh, you came here alone. You didn't have a partner." We should also mention that partway through the movie, they say that they found Rachel Solando, and he meets up with her, and it's the version of Rachel Solando they've told him is like, you know, she killed her children, her husband's dead. She pretended that she thinks everybody's like milkmen and delivery men and stuff like that. And then the version that Rachel he meets later is the one that kind of confirms all of his paranoia about Shutter Island.
Yeah.
So he goes back and they're like, you didn't have a partner. You came here alone. And at this point, he's like super paranoid, and he's like, okay, I got to get to the lighthouse because the lighthouse is where they're doing all these horrible experiments on the patients.
Yeah.
So he totally just fucking dunks on this guard outside the lighthouse.
Yeah,
and steals his gun.
Yeah, he just fucking conks him.
Yeah, that guard's not getting up anytime soon.
Yeah, but then he goes into the lighthouse and he busts down the door, and I think, like, if the Oscars gave an award to best line of the year, I don't know what movie could have put this in contention. Because what does he say? What does Benny say here?
Why you all wet, baby? Totally straight-faced.
Totally
delivered.
Perfect, pitch perfect delivery.
Oh, it just, love it.
Mwah.
Delicious.
Yeah, it's great. But then he
and
explains everything that has been happening.
This is where the whole situation unravels. He explains the rule of four, which is the four names: Edward Daniels, Andrew Latis, Dolores Chanel, and Rachel Solando. He explains that Teddy Daniels is Andrew Latis and is the 67th patient at Ashcliff. That Chuckle over here is the unfortunately named Lester Sheehan. He explains everything that Andrew's been through, which I won't go over that again because I've already explained it. And this whole time, poor Teddy is having his entire worldview challenged.
Yeah.
He goes for the gun that he had at the beginning of the movie that's laying on the desk. He's like threatening people with it. He fires off a few... he blasts Benny
Kingsley through the shoulder, and then he looks back at him and he's like completely fine, and then he takes apart the gun because it's made of chocolate.
Yeah. Just like snaps it in twain.
Yeah. And then he fucking, like, the whole plot is just laid out for him, and then we get a flashback of I keep wanting to say Mark Ruffalo. No, Leonardo DiCaprio. We get a flashback of Leonardo DiCaprio coming home to his wife, like, being soaked, and he's like, "Baby, why are you all wet?" And that struck me as weird because, like, that's not I would have expected the line that Leo said there to be identical to the line that Ben Kingsley said to him, but baby was at the start of one of their lines, and baby was at the end of one of the other lines.
All the words are there.
The words are there. I'm just surprised.
I think he actually says, "Why are you all wet, baby?" when he hallucinates her walking into the the bunk room earlier in the movie.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
In the middle of the storm. I think so. I
think
don't
you're
remember
correct.
off the
Yes.
top of my head.
So
all the words are there. He has probably used that exact line in the exact way that it is used by old Betty Kings.
Yeah.
At least once, but in the flashback, yes, it is, baby, why are you all wet?
Baby.
So basically,
diagnosis is baby. But yeah, so Leo finds that his Leo having one of probably the worst day that anyone has ever had.
Oh, it's a real stinker.
Yeah. He finds all three of his children dead, floating in the pond. Like we said, Dolores was the wife of Teddy Daniels, and she killed her kids, and then he killed her, and then how does the movie ends with him like just falling back into the whole shtick, and then it just he goes off to get lobotomized, and it ends, right?
Possibly. So here's the thing.
I'm not skipping anything there, I don't think.
I mean, he collapses onto the floor. He wakes up. It seems like he's lucid. He knows what he did. And then we cut to him sitting on the steps outside of Ashcliff, and he starts talking. He calls Dr. Sheehan Chuck, his partner's name. Says, "We gotta get off this island. We gotta get back. Tell the marshals what's going on here." And it seems like he's lapsed back into the delusion. But here's the thing. So Shutter Island is based on, I want to say it's a novel of the same name. In the novel, the ending was incredibly ambiguous as to whether or not he actually lapsed back into the delusion. The movie is not quite as ambiguous and seems to
just outright say he lapsed back and goes to lobotomy.
No. It actually more implies that he is choosing to become lobotomized entirely by the line, "Do you think it's better to live as a monster or die as a good man?" He can't live with the fact that he killed his wife. So he figures if he gets lobotomized, he doesn't have to.
Yeah, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. He's Two-Face.
He's Two-Face.
And that's the movie.
The movie's Two-Face.
The movie is Two-Face.
The movie is baby.
Yeah. On a scale of what are we gonna say? On a scale of 0 to 5 chocolate guns, how many chocolate guns you giving this thing?
I mean, I would definitely give it 5 chocolate guns personally.
I'm gonna give it a 4 just because, like I said, I just have a thing against Leo. I don't know. I've already gone into detail about that. But I do enjoy this movie. I think it's fun, and I'm gonna probably watch it again sometime this year.
Yeah, it's like I said. There's a lot of things about it that, like, when you watch it the first time, you can just sort of like accept as like, oh, it's weird conspiracy stuff. Like, especially the soundtrack. Yeah. Like the soundtrack is great, but the soundtrack is even better when you consider the twist in the movie, because it's just like, of course the soundtrack's not gonna make sense in this case, because what we're seeing isn't technically real.
Yeah.
The soundtrack is more about what's going on with Teddy than what's actually going on with the actual events in the movie.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense, but let's go ahead and just work with it.
Yeah. I don't think we have any questions this week, so do you want to get into recommendations?
Yes. I'm trying to remember what I was going to recommend, so you go first.
Shit, I don't remember what I was going to recommend either.
Oh no! It seems we're at an impasse.
I don't know. I've been watching the reboot, I guess, of Fruits Basket. I didn't watch Fruits Basket the first time around. And I'm watching this and I'm enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would too. I wasn't really expecting to dig it too much, but it's really cute and sweet, and I like it. It's fun.
Yeah. Enjoy that while it lasts. Fruits Basket gets heavy later on, let me tell you. I watched through the entire original anime at my lovely fiancée Natalie's suggestion. And then I read the manga, because the original anime was made while the manga was still going, so they had to make up their own ending.
It was a Fullmetal Alchemist 2003 situation. This is Fruits Basket Brotherhood.
This is Fruits Basket Brotherhood, yes. So, and it wasn't even really an ending in the original anime. It was more of like, and the adventure continues sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I also read the manga at the same time, and oh boy,
all right.
that series draws you in with the promise of fun animal shape-shifting shenanigans, and then smacks you over the head with surprise. Everyone has depression.
Whew, I can't wait.
It's gonna be great.
I mean, listen, the first episode was already pretty heavy on like, hey, this girl's mother is dead. She lives in a tent, and she is a full-time straight A student, and also like has a job, and then gets home every night at 10, goes to sleep, wakes up, and does the same shit again.
Yeah, just keep in mind, this series is about 20 years old right now. There's gonna be some kind of weird, uncomfortable shit a little bit later.
Hopefully they've changed that with the modernization.
I wouldn't really hold my breath personally, but because, sometimes anime be like that.
Yeah, sometimes anime do be like that.
For my recommendation, unless you have something else. Did you have something else?
No, that's it.
Okay. For my recommendation, I'm going to recommend the Amazon Prime series The Tick, which I finished watching all of recently. It's super good, and I got really emotional at some points, and just overall, it's great. Like, if you've ever watched like any of like the Netflix Marvel series, like Daredevil and stuff like that, imagine that. But the entire world has to bend around the fact that you have like this big hammy, uncompromisingly heroic character like the Tick, and it works way better than you think it would.
Nice.
Yeah, it's great, and I highly recommend it. And the actor who plays the Tick, whose last name I can't pronounce for the life of me, but he was in Shaun of the Dead and the first Guardians of the Galaxy. He is great as that character. He's definitely playing against type.
Oh, Peter Serafinowicz.
Yeah, I never know how to pronounce his last name.
Or Serafinowicz. Yeah, I think it's Serafinowicz.
But he always plays like really kind of ornery, snooty British dudes. And here he is playing like the exact opposite of that, and it works really well.
Yeah. I listened to an episode of We Hate Movies a couple weeks ago where they had Griffin Newman on, who plays Arthur on that show. And he just had some really fun stories about Peter Serafinowicz.
Oh man, you'll need to send me that episode because I would love to hear that.
Yeah, it was the episode they did about Shrek 2.
Ah, okay, it'll be easy to find then.
Gage, thank you so much for coming on the podcast again. It's always a treasure to have you on.
It was great being on. Thanks for having me again.
Yep. Where can people find you online?
You can find me online on Twitter at sane_intolerant. I also do Twitch streams at twitch.tv/saneintolerant, and a lot of my more recent Twitch streams can be found on YouTube at youtube.com/you guessed it, saneintolerant.
Excellent. If you would like, we are fear baiting everywhere. Fear baiting on Twitter, Tumblr, Gmail, and also Patreon if you would like to support the show. $1 a month gets you access to our shows early. $5 a month gets you a shout out on the show. And it lets you send a message into the show. $10 a month gets you a shout out on the show and lets you make us watch a movie. So thank you very much to Sophie, Kit Spindler, Paul Bechtel, Michael Kaiser, Paul Moran, and Ducky Aisha. Thank you very much. We love you. If you want to find me, check out my other podcasts, the Wonder Year, which is the fear baiting podcast. I do it with Blair and friend of the podcast, Sara, and also Henry Kissinger's Pokemon Going to Die, the Leftism Politics podcast. I can also be found on Twitter at sunhatjania or on snouts.online, which is the Mastodon, sunhatjania at snouts.online. And lastly, thank you very much to Sara for our intro outro music. Absolutely phenomenal. Check out their stuff at they make music under the name People You Meet Outside of Bars. Check out their stuff at gaygothvibes.online. And also thank you to noisepace.xyz for hosting this. We love you, Matt GameCube. But that is all for this week's episode of Fear Baiting. Thank you very much for listening. Until next week, I'm Sara.
I'm Gage.
And remember,
You can put a fucked up guy anywhere.
Good night, everyone.